Hello and welcome back. Still carving the Scoorge. I'm working a little bit on his hat here, on how it overlaps onto his face. One thing I wanted to show you is that when you're doing something like that, make sure you look at material. I got a piece here. It's not a hat, but I kind of simulated a little bit, showing this piece as his brim of his hat and how this piece curves over and how you got to undercut that you got to do and round it off a little bit. But doing the material, seeing how the material is going to lay, gives you an idea of what you need to cut on your piece. Just a tip for the day. So yeah, I went back in and carved a little bit. You can see there a different view. Trying to make his hat look like it's coming over this brim, and on the back side I need to take out more material here, because looking at that material, how it laps over, I need to go a little bit further from where it flaps down. So here I want to bring this out a little bit more over into his hat area down in this brim. So I started out using like a triangle cut here, coming in, cutting around, bringing that material out, and then on his hat I'm going to have to carve back in here, bring this, cut this off. It's out too far. Where this needs to be undercut. Coming in here. Still using the Mora knife. And it seems to be working out okay. It's a little bit awkward to what I'm used to, but I'm trying to do the whole project with this knife. So you guys on bushcraft, this Swiss-made cut knife, see what you can do. But here on the back side, or the bottom, you need to make it where that material has a nice undercut there. Trying to position this to where you can see it and I can cut it is kind of difficult sometimes. And doing it safely. Make sure you got your glove on. So let's see, coming in here, the more you cut here, the more you're going to have where you can round it off and then do an undercut. Yeah, I didn't make Christmas for this gift that I'm carving, so I got to get on it and get it done. So that's what I'm doing today. Trying to show you guys a few little tips on how to do it. You know, I stress being creative and enjoying carving, practicing every day. So this knife is extremely sharp, and that's the way it came to me, which is very nice. I haven't had to sharpen it at all yet. But you can see how that really brings out the hat. Starting to carve it, I got to round this off a little bit here. Now I have started to cut on his face to bring this nose out. I've cut into the corner of his nose here and down, and then around on his cheekbone, and then coming back here to this where his nose narrows down, and then carving that out. So I want to continue on that. I think I'm done with showing you some tips on the hat. I want to get into the face carving. Of course, some of this is going to be upside down for you because I can't hold it that way and show you, but Really need to come in here. I want this nose to be long, and you can see how it's really curved over and his chin's going to be bumped out. But coming up in that area of his nose, find that, cutting down, cutting back. And I don't want him to have a smile, so I don't want his cheekbone to go really high here. I want to keep it kind of straight. If he's smiling, it would be, go back up here in this area. But he's going to have a kind of a frown. Unfortunately, it's before he sees all the spirits and has a change of life. But of course, where his nose is here at the top, I want that to be deep, and then I want to cut in for his eye to start coming out here. So I want to bring in his eyebrow also. And you can see I got his eyes on there, which shows as him as a personality or a character, but eventually that will come off and I have to redraw it in here. But I need to go deeper here on his eyes. So I want to come around here and start working on bringing that around, cutting down where his eye meets or close to meeting the nose. And I don't want to cut into my hat that I just did, so it's kind of hairy. And with this knife, not being used to it, so we're getting there. So my daughter just came in, the one I'm actually carving this for. So that is the top side of his eyebrow. This would be like his eye lid. Alright. Just keep bringing that around. Rounding off this area for his eyeball. And then I will come in and cut his top of his eyelid here. So that was looking pretty good. Kind of round it off here. I need to come over here and do the same thing, coming right into that corner. And that's where I like how I got it drawn out here. I can follow that around and coming back into that stop cut. I want to make sure it's kind of rounded there. Sometimes it's a little difficult showing the video and doing the carving at the same time. So sometimes you're going to get the upside down view, sorry. There. Gotta look at both eyes. This is further out than this side, so I gotta come out here a little bit further. Come in. Establishing that eyebrow, and I will round that off later. And then coming in here. Actually, this knife's not too bad on details. I mean, you can do it. It's a little bit more difficult than my other knife, but it's a challenge. And I probably want to take more off of his nose area here to really show that standing out. He has got a big, ugly nose. So, and I'm gonna have his eye a little bit rounded there before I actually bring in that top eyebrow. So do it here. Round that off. So this has been a fun little project. I know I'm taking it rather slowly but I want to make sure you guys see the detail and what's going on here. So you can see, bringing out that nose, bringing out those eyebrows, and there's his hat, which is looking better. So we'll continue on here, but I don't want to do too much at one time, but hopefully you get the idea. He's got an ugly face, that's for sure. But keep carving, be safe. Thanks.